Hey all, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. I'm glad to be crafting with you today. I've got something a little bit different, so I'm going to wait for everybody to pop on, you know, in just a few minutes. Anyhow, I think we've all kind of switched gears from card making to wrapping gifts to doing the holiday gift giving thing. And then we all have those people that we intend to give gifts to, but maybe don't always we don't always remember, or we have a surprise gift. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna do some DIY gifts using some of my Dollar Tree stuff. So it's like a white elephant thing or an office gift for like $10. And then we're going to use some of our Prickly Pear Stamps to embellish. So, hey, Marianne Samuelson, thanks for crashing the party. Hi, Sandy Andrews. How are you this evening? This is going to be a little bit different for our Wednesday night lives. And we never know what we're going to get. So, this is a gift basket that I put together using mostly Dollar Tree stuff. So, growing up, St. Nick Night, which is December 5th, was always my favorite thing. I know that Christmas is supposed to be our favorite thing or whatever, but for me, getting a stocking and having the special gift was important to me. So I found this white mug, or I think it's more like a soup mug, at Dollar Tree, as well as these little turtles, some Twizzlers, and these cute socks. And this is my husband's favorite soap. It's Dr. Sasquatch, I think. And then some candies. And then this is my favorite lip balm. It's by Melaleuca. It just goes on like butter. And it's awesome. Hey, Lisa. My great-grandmother always had cans of almond roca. I don't actually know what that is, Marianne, but I will be glad to look it up. So the other thing I found at Dollar Tree were these cute little twinkle lights, and they come with a switch that I've kind of hidden. I put a bell on here. This ribbon is from Dollar Tree. Like, I feel like I'm a commercial for Dollar Tree instead of for all things crafty. So I just wanted to show you that you could do some really cute things for like $10, $12. And it's just the little things that matter to people. You don't necessarily have to spend a ton of money. Hey, Brennan, good to see you. You don't have to spend a lot of money to let people know that you care. So that's kind of what this is about. Everybody that knows me in any way, shape, or form, you know that I care about people first and foremost. And that's why I do what I do. And I hope that you guys will hang out with me. So this is one of the projects, like I said, and we're going to move on to another. I'm going to turn the lights off just to preserve the battery. And again, if you hide that, you barely even see it, and it's just a really nice surprise. I'm going to be kind of going back and forth to my countertop back there throughout the night because I've got a lot of supplies that we're going to use. So I'm going to plug in my glue gun because, yes, we are going to get a little crafty tonight. This is what we're going to make. So these are the cups that you can get at Dollar Tree. Pretty much probably Dollar General, anywhere would have them. But I decided to paint them. And originally I was going to show you how to do this DIY live. Sean and I were going to do it together. And I'm so glad that I decided to paint it first because it took forever. So the key to painting glass is that you use a multi-surface paint. This blue is from Apple Barrel, and I find that it did not stick very well, so I would go with Folk Art or something else. So what I did was put one coat on, and then I put it in my oven at 225 to bake it, to dry it, and then I added more. All right. What's next on there? Then you can also get these floral foams. This is too big for this cup, so I had to carve it. Thank goodness I am not. Hi, Linda Gorman, how are you? I am not a woodler, thank goodness. But I was able just to take I actually used a steak knife, so be careful if you do it. And I just whittled it down. I ended up putting a bunch of chunks down here, and then I used one solid piece. And then I filled in the gaps with my glue gun. So I bought hot glue from Dollar Tree. So it doesn't really matter which ones you use. You know, this is a multi-temperature gun. But then I started to put the glue gun, or the hot glue in there to fill in the gaps. And then I painted it with chocolate colored paint. So I'm going to show you the colors that I used. First, I used this Acapulco multi-surface by Apple Barrel. And then Folk Art Matte, which is in the color... This is original Bark Brown. So that's how I made my hot chocolate. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a melting snowman. Okay? So typically when we do anything on Prickly Pear Pals, it has everything to do with prickly pear. But if you want to do mixed media, you want to add some other stuff to it, I'm fine with it as long as it's got a little bit of prickly pear on it. So this here is the snowman that I used. And I cut him off kind of at an angle. So there was a third part of his body, and I cut it off at an angle. So he's going to go on like so. Okay? Can everybody see? Is Marianne having a... Dang it, no emojis to cover glitter. Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm going to put him here. But before I do that, because the scarf is a little bit longer, let's hope my glue gun is somewhat hot. It's still a little cool. But I'm basically putting a puddle around him. There's no rhyme or reason. You know, puddles look like puddles, all different shapes and stuff. This is a fine needle or fine point glue gun. So I think a wider nozzle would work better. And having it actually hot would be the best. So we're going to give that a second to cool off a little bit. And I'm going to bring in some white paint. And I am finding that the foam tip brushes work better. This is professional using my teeth. All right. That would have been funny if I had gotten white paint on my lips, but hey, let's make sure that this is somewhat dry. It's still a little tacky, so we're just going to give that a second. And the reason we're doing this now instead of getting into the stamping is because we need this to dry before we move much further. So to make it look like he's melting, we're kind of dabbing this on. So our snowman is kind of look like he's melting, and it's going to look like creamer. Now that is all that I'm going to put on there for now. And I'm going to put this to the side, as well as our snowman. I'm going to save this off to the side in case we need to use it. I still have the hot glue heating in case we need it. Well, we will need it for the snowman at the end. All right. So I've had a lot of questions on how to use the green dies that we have in our shop. They're the solid ones. So I wanted to show you guys how to do that. Let me kind of zoom out here just a hair. All right. So I forgot to tell you guys, since you're hanging out with me tonight, all stamps and dies are going to be 15% off for the next 24 hours. So there's that. I die cut. This is one of our florist oval dies. This is linked in the, what holiday is this for? So, Marianne, this could be for pretty much anything. This is going to be Christmas for me. That's what I celebrate, but it definitely could be any winter holiday that you want it to be. So I am using this as a jig. So that I cut out the florist oval, which is solid, off camera. I'm going to stick this back in there. Probably would help if I had it going the right direction. I love this waffle flower mat, but boy, is it sticky. But I think that's kind of the point of it. Am I right? So that fits right back in there perfectly. And we are going to use the Florist Oval 3 Holiday Set. And since we're going to do a snowman for this first card, we're going to go ahead and use the snowman image. So there's snowman, there's a joy with a cardinal, there's some poinsettias, and I don't know, what is this one? Another just floral. It says, may your season be merry and bright, happy holidays, joy to the world. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So that's how we're going to decorate this time. What I like about these sets is they are open, so you can interchange the sentiments as you wish. So again, I'm using that cardstock as a jig so we get that lined up well. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's the most wonderful time of the year again. Sandy wants me to do a glitter bomb. You know, actually Sean, when he was going to do his project, he was going to do, sorry for my head being in the way, he was going to use some Mylar flakes that he found at Dollar Tree. But we did not get to do our family crafting because life happens sometimes. All right. I picked that up. Now I'm using a Copic friendly ink because it happens to be on my desk. Now here's the beauty of this. You can color these or you can leave them exactly the way they are. I'm going to refresh my screen just in case I'm missing any type of comments or questions. And if you do have questions, please feel free to ask because that's what I'm here for. All right, and I'm using my stamp press tool to get a really nice impression. This is a brand new stamp that I peeled out of here, so there might be some residue from manufacturing. And nope, it stamped perfect the first time. So I'm going to grab a little pick that I have here to pick this up. And then we're going to move on to the next one. So for that other gift, that one is actually, he's probably watching. That is for my husband because it's got his favorite soap in it. And he happens to like cardinals. So we're going to trade these stamps out and we're going to use the cardinal. She's a Grinch, won't say Christmas. Merry Christmas, Sean Gerald. Merry Christmas to everybody. I will always say Merry Christmas. All right, so where's my piece that I just pulled out of there? Just making sure I get the right piece in there. Lining that up and we're going to go with Joy to the World. All right, gonna pick that up with my Misty. Y'all want to laugh at me? I literally put these on upside down. Oh, wow. Today has been an incredibly busy day for me. been working with the stamp companies to get our stamps ordered and to us. The design team, if they're watching, should have theirs very soon. And I don't know how I'm messing up the Misty, but I absolutely am. All right, we're going to stamp that separate because I'm clearly not able to do this today. All right. Putting that in there, getting a good impression, peeling that off. Now I'm going to put Joy to the World in there. And again, this could go either long ways or it could be horizontal or vertical, depending on how you're going to make your stuff. But we are going to make a tag. I'm losing my glasses. Yeah, I have to be honest with you today. I was so cold. I turned my heat up by 2 degrees so that the emergency heat would turn on one time. And now I am burning up. So we are absolutely a mess. All right. Gonna pick that up. Now this one has a lot of like flourishes and stuff around the Joy. So that's what you're seeing there. All right. So those two are stamped. While we have our Misty out and we're stamping, we're going to bring in the same flourishes. And I'm putting it in the center. And this is the Christmas and holiday gift tag set. I love this font. So this is what we're going to use for tonight for the back of the tag. This is going to be real simple. I'm even doing it well, no, I'm not going to do it cattywampus because my friend Marianne is watching and that'll just make her eyes twitch. All right, and we're going to stamp that in black. Sniff Sharpies and new stamps. Yes, I do. So what's everybody up to? Are you guys doing your holiday crafting, shopping, gift giving? Where are you in the process? Like I said, I think most of us are in the shopping mode at this point for the holidays, which is why I opted not to do a card tonight. If you have any requests on things that you would like to see, maybe you don't know what we have in the store, or maybe you don't know how to use something, if you message me or say it in the comments tonight, then I am not using glitter, Marianne. I feel about glitter the way you feel about things being straight. Anyway, if you like glitter all, you can please use the glitter. I am not going to do that. I'm not taking one for the team tonight. All right, and we're going to stamp this one more time. Perfect. I'm putting those off to the side, and I'm going to put the Misty off to the side for now too. Now I'm going to bring out my squeaky machine because I still have not oiled that. So we'll have to do that next time. So my plan is to use some striped paper. I don't know if this is still available. This is an old Brutus Monroe paper. I think it's actually called Candy Stripes. It's, you know, we're not reinventing the wheel with that name by any means, but this is the oval flourish oval nesting dies, and I'm going to use the smaller one for the striped paper. And this is my mini maker that was gifted to me. we're just running that through. There are many of these out on the market, so it doesn't matter which one you have. This is just the one that I have closest to me. So now we've got another flourish. And we're going to repeat the process. I probably could have put 2 pieces of paper together at one time, but in case people were... Whose machine is that? That machine is actually by Maker's Movement. They are no longer doing stamps. So I was able to get this as a gift from a friend. But you could get one from Honeybee. There's the Sizzix Sidekick. There's the Hefty Doodle. There are so many of them out on the market that you definitely can find one. All right, now we're going to move on to green. I have to be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot of Maker Forte stuff in my stash besides ink at this point. I was on their team. I was very thankful to be on the team when I was, but I have since moved on from that and sold most of my Maker Forte stuff. So other than inks, you probably will not see Maker Forte products in my craft room. You know, I think we've talked about this before. I only endorse the people who I love and respect. And so obviously Maker's Movement is somebody that I endorse. And I wish they were still producing this stuff. Diamond Press, Cuttlebug, they're all the same thing. Yep, you're right, Lisa. So when this video is over, this stuff will be linked in the gobbledygook. I don't think you guys have access to it. I don't see Nerdy Crafter on here at this point. Okay, was it a Christmas crafty gift? What is Sean asking? Yeah, it is a cute little machine, you're right. All right, let's put this down. And now we are going to move on and put this stuff together. All right, so we're going to use, don't gasp here, but we're just going to use like one color. Actually, we're not going to use any color because those are just black lines. We're going to put some red dots in, and I'm going to use an R29 for the berries. Let me zoom back in here. All right. So I'm not going to go super wild with the coloring like I normally do because, let's face it, these are going to be ripped off the packages in like 12 seconds. I don't know. When you all bought gifts or gave gifts or opened gifts as a kid, how long did Christmas last? I mean, we spent hours wrapping, and like the actual gift opening lasted about 12 minutes, and that was with me being very generous with the time. I'm also going to use a BG10 and a BB0, and that's because just because we have snow does not mean that we don't have color. And if you do it like a blue and a blue violet, then you get a little bit of a hint of snow. You could go as wild as you wanted with these colorings. I might add more color to it when we're finished, but for the process of time, for the sake of time, excuse me, we're not going to do a whole lot. Should we give that? I'm curious. We only have yellow snow, Sean, because we have like 1 million animals. And you know that, you silly, silly goose. We're going to use, I just lied to you. We're going to give them some orange noses. Normally on these noses, I would go with a yellow and an orange. But we are sticking to one color options, which is like painful for me to even say. And I'm not even worried about if I'm getting the whole thing colored. I'm kind of leaving it kind of loosey-goosey, just so that we have some pops of color. All right, moving on. Is everybody with me? Okay. My father-in-law also uses a pocket knife to open wrapping paper. Me, I just ripped that off. I can see Sean definitely using a pocket knife to open up gifts, because he either receives a knife every year or he gives a knife to his son every year. So at some point or another, a pocket knife probably does come out at Christmas time at our house. My best thing is like when you're trying to open up batteries to give kids their presents, like, you know, their cars and all that stuff, and you don't have a battery, or you can't open the battery, and then they're like, I want to play. So it's always nice to have, you know, a scissors or a pocket knife around, Lisa. Sean says that loosey-goosey is not the term, that Christmas crafty is the word. Okay. As long as he's in the mood to be funny with his little dad jokes, we're going to let him be. I'm seriously thinking about making a dad joke stamp at some point, because my husband is the epitome of dad jokes. I mean, he can't even help it. No glitter, Marianne, no! Aren't these flourish dyes absolutely gorgeous? I mean, who knew? And it's so easy right now. Of course, I'm using my tried and true Bearly Art Glue because it's my fave. All right, so cute tags. We're flipping them over. And we're gluing the to and from onto the back. Sean says I'm oblivious. It's because my internet connection is so slow and I literally don't see things until it's past, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, my jingle sticks. Marianne, almost peed myself last night when I read that comment from you yesterday. Oh, my jingle sticks. Isn't that so super cute? Love, love, love. And we're getting out the crocodile. You know, you guys know that a crocodile is meant for placing eyelets, but it's also a hole punch. So we're just going to put that in at the top, wherever you see fit. And we're going to cut some string. You guys probably think I only own black twine because it seems to be like the only thing that I have on my desk. This time of year, I don't know if you guys are like this too, but man, I am just grabbing like whatever is on my desk because who the heck knows what's going to be next. I'm just like here for the ride as far as the holidays go and for the crafting, you know, but I think it's always very special when you give a handmade tag or a card. So I try to do that. I actually started my Christmas crafting, I think back in January. I always have the resolution that I'm going to do like 5 cards, like 5 Christmas cards a month. So that way at the last minute, I'm not struggling to get it done. It never happens, but I at least did the majority of the months where I did at least 1 or 2 Christmas cards. So those are the tags. What do you guys think? Everything is starting to pile up in front of me and it's kind of making me nuts. Christmas and crafty. I'll take it. Love you, Marianne. All right, putting my pin back in my Bearly Art Glue. And I'm thinking that we are just about dry. We are. So let me zoom back out. I'm going to refocus just a hair. Otherwise, you guys are going to get really blurry. my camera only allows me to focus like on one focal point when I'm in video mode, unfortunately. And now we have successfully heated up the glue gun. Now remember, this is smoking hot. This will melt your styrofoam, so move fast. And you have to hold it there for a second so it sticks. So right now we are basically adhering styrofoam, which is a type of plastic, to glue, which is sort of a melted plastic. So you kind of have to hold it there until the glue hardens, or else you're going to be unhappy. Now, this is how he's looking so far. Now he's blurry because we are out of the focal field. What do you guys think of these socks? Do you like those? Those are going to be mine. I couldn't picture Sean wearing any type of nose. Y'all, my phone cord just got in the middle of my chair, and we almost wiped everything that was plugged in on my desk out. Who wants gold or silver jingle bells? Socks! Marianne, I don't know that Dollar Tree socks are going to meet your standards. And I say that with love because I know that you love socks. Now, this little guy's hand, can you see that it's got some snow on it? Maybe he was having a snowball fight, or maybe I ripped him earlier. This is a true fact. Sean, you can actually attest to this. We looked everywhere for a snowman, and we could only find one snowman ornament at Walmart. Marianne was on the phone with me when I was looking for him, and we had a heck of a time. We were going to build our own. I actually bought some, what was it? I bought some, yeah, my mind's lost. Some styrofoam, and we were going to do it ourselves, but I'm not in the mood to do that tonight. We found one ornament, and that's all we're going to use. So I'm putting down some more white paint onto my glass mat, and I'm just adding some more around. No rhyme or reason. I just want it to look like he's in a puddle, like he's melting. Melting! Gonna pick up the scarf just a hair so I don't get it too white. All right. What do you guys think of this little gift? You want silver, Lisa. Agreed. All right. I just threw that paintbrush in the garbage because it was already hardened as if it had never been cleaned out, which on my desk, that's probably very accurate. You guys are going to watch me struggle a hair with weeding this through. So I'm going to move him out of the way. And I'm going to refocus. I'm sorry that you guys keep getting I hope nobody's getting nauseous from the constant refocusing of the camera. Looks like Christmas. Oh, bells. Oh, hell bells. That's what my mom always used to say. Oh, hell's bells. So I'm just tying this on so it stays attached. You can also glue it straight to your glass if you want to. You do you. I'm doing me. All right. I like a lot of streamers, so that's why I'm doing all that. I have this gingham check with snow snowflakes, excuse me. Clearly going blonde was the right decision for me because I can't think and do things, like I can't process all the things at one time, so this is kind of a comical situation. I think I'm going to tie that onto the handle. I like a bow. Okay. Are you having a blast? I'm so glad. Yep, Sean, it is Christmas ribbon. It's not holiday ribbon. So here you go. You're going to watch me struggle to make a bow. I should have made it like 10 times longer. Look at me. I don't know how to make a bow. I know there's a really fun way, like you fold it, you make 2 bunny ears and all that stuff. I didn't pass that when I was in kindergarten, and I clearly have not passed it as an adult. I actually make gorgeous bows. In fact, every time we do any types of arts and crafts, like when we're decorating the house, I actually make my own bows. For our wedding, I made all the bows for our church and stuff. In fact, it was kind of funny. After the ceremony, the church actually asked if they could keep it, if they could keep the bows, and then I made all the bows for our church too that we got married in. So at Christmas time, all the greenery is decorated with the bows that I made, and I usually use wired bows for that, but I'm not being so successful right now. I think it's because I'm on camera. Whenever you're trying to do something on demand, it never happens. Now, if I was watching Hallmark, Sean can attest to this. He watched me make them for our wedding. If I'm watching Hallmark, I can make these bows as long as I'm not looking. It's comical. So I'm going to actually glue this one on instead of wrapping anything around it. So I'm just doing a little dollop of glue. And I'm doing everything I can not to burn my fingers. So always do as I say, not as I do. And I think I'm going to go ahead and tie the bow on. I'm going to let it kind of dangle instead of gluing it on or putting it on the bow. Again, I like a lot of stringers. I like a lot of texture in all my things that I do. You guys should know that. Hey, I do have a question for you though. Easier said than done. Yes, Sandy, absolutely. So I'm just going to tie that in a knot. I'm not going to do a bow for this, you know, the bunny ears, because I just want them to hang down. See how cute that is? All right, so we're just about done. But here's the thing. Did everybody know that Prickly Pear is now carrying bling? And I have some more exciting news. We got 4 more colors today in the mail that Sean needs the package, and we also had some the other day. So again, since this is a gift, I'm just gonna kind of tie that on. Do you see how stinking cute this is? Seriously. If this wasn't dangle bells, dangle bells. Marianne, when I get off here, I want to hear your version of Dangle Bells. And again, I am just tying this on. I'm trying to get not to get it wrapped around the loops of the bow because that's the pretty part, right? Y'all want to hear something funny? Let me see if I can find it. At the last minute, I had made the decision to use this color cardstock to go on here, and I forgot. So we're just going to embrace the change. I have a fray here, which drives me bonkers. And we're going to go with that. What do you think? Here we're going to go. We're going to go with the click, click, click. And we're going to zoom in and out. And then we've got the to and from on the back. And this makes a really cute little like white elephant gift. Like it cost, I think, $6 to buy all the stuff. Obviously the stamps I had in my stash or whatnot. And then we're going to come back and bring the other one in. So for this one, I had put the snowman hat on there, but there's no snowman. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to just tie this on to the handle. So I watch a YouTuber named Tina Smith a lot. I find her to be just as cute as a button. And she always double checks whether she puts her cards on like the right way. Well, I made a card yesterday for one of my very good friends who's got a birthday next week. And guess what? I put her card upside down. So literally it's facing like the way the fold goes. And I look ridiculous, but there we go. Here is the gift that I would love to have. You've got the cute candy cane, you've got all the red, you've got the Santa. Let's see it with the lights one more time because I think this is cute. What do you guys think? All right. I think that that's everything. We'll bring both of these together. We're going to zoom out just a little bit. And I'll let you see both. So if this wasn't a white elephant gift, the teal one, I would put this on my 3-tier tray that's in my craft room that I put all my little decorations on. But I think this is going to go to somebody. I'm not sure who. I'd love to know who you would give these to. And is this something that you would do? Thank you, Linda. I really do appreciate it. Yep, red bird mints are the best. In fact, when I saw your gift to Emma and her dorm mate, I ran and got some red birds because I forgot all about them until I saw your post, Linda, or Lisa. Okay, so we have a big mix of some DIYs for white elephants or office gifts or decorations. I love the little faux snowman with the hot cocoa. You could definitely put some marshmallows around there. You could put some peppermints in there. That's the whole thing. So anyway, Sandy Andrews is saying this would be great for Yankee swaps. Yes, you're absolutely right. So you guys, I hope this inspired you to do something a little bit different that shows you that you can use your nesting dies to make tags. All you have to do is, use a hole punch, stick them in, add a few bells, some ribbons, and you've got amazing gifts for Christmas. So that's all I have. Remember, for you guys that are always so loyal to me and watch everything I do, there is a sale for you guys that'll end at 8 o'clock tomorrow. It's 15% off all clear stamps and dies. So take advantage of that if there's anything that you need. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.